real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Cecil Global and African Diaspora News Channel presents the Ghana Luxury Property Tour. It will be a 8-day tour coming to you starting October 1 through October 8, 2023. Now, you enjoy a 5-star stay at a hotel, the finest properties in Ghana. You connect with industry professionals. You will also visit cultural landmarks, have a meet and greet with the team, and so much more. Make sure that you go to the description box below, hit that link, just sign up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back on a Sunday with a live stream. I just want to make sure to check something on my other side over here, make sure we good, and we should be. It's been a interesting 2 weeks, at least for me. I made some content, but I'm waiting for it to come back from the editor. But for the past maybe 2 weeks or so, I have been busy moving. Now, I was staying in my previous place, since 2014, ladies and gentlemen. So, when you have a place you've been staying at since 2014, you got a lot of stuff you got to get rid of, throw away, maybe get some new things that you need. Because, you go to a new place, you want to get new appliances, new whatever, right? So we were busy doing all that sort of thing. I think I just wrapped up everything yesterday. The way we did things, hey, if anybody want it, come get it. We don't do no garage sale, anything like that. I'm like, look, I done got my use out of it. If you want it, come take it. So we let all the people that we knew come take whatever they wanted to take. We had some couches, 2 refrigerators, all kinds of different things that we had. And the rest, I was like, look, 1-800-JUMP, come get it. They came, got the rest, and nobody else wanted. And now we all good. So now I can get back to my regularly scheduled programming. I know we've been definitely doing a lot more on our Philip Scott podcast, so make sure you subscribe to that. I know you've seen in the beginning, you had the commercial for the realtor. If you are in the Houston area and you need to purchase a home or you need to get maybe lease a property or anything like that, contact the realtor that's there. Now, I will give you a tidbit. That is my family. Of course, I'm going to support family. My cousin does very well in the industry. She don't work for nobody. She works for herself. And, definitely family members that do work with her. So shout out to my cousin. Even this move that I just did, my cousin helped me do that. So definitely shout out and appreciate you, Melissa, for helping me out. And let's get also, before I get started on the meet that we're going to talk about today, the Ghana trip. October 1 through 8, there's 10 spots left on the Ghana trip. This is one trip that people asked me a lot for over the years. So we wanted to accommodate that. So we need people to sign up to go on that particular trip. Let me answer some questions I think I was asked on LinkedIn. Yes, there is a meet and greet session, just like it was in Kenya. So you will meet myself and the team, because I think some people thought that I wasn't going or something like that. Yes, I'm going, but the trip is about you. It's not about me, okay? It's all about you. I do my own thing because I'm not there just to parlay and have a good time. Anytime I go somewhere, it's all about business for me. Everybody know that. We run from sun up to sundown on our running. And we have to get a lot accomplished in any country that we go to. Even when I was on vacation with the family in South Africa back in March, I still was filming even for my travel channel, right? Just trying to get that formula down packed. So everywhere I go, I can figure out a way to work. I enjoy what I do. So it doesn't feel like work to me. And that's a blessing, I would say, at least for me, it is a blessing. Because some people don't enjoy what they do. They get up every morning like, oh God, I got to drive to this job. I got to deal with these people. I don't even like these people. You can't wait to lunch break. You can't wait to the time to get off. You dread to drive home. I mean, you just don't like what you do, but It may pay you okay, or at least it's a job so it can pay your bills. I'm with you. I feel you. And I definitely get into that. But yeah, we have about 10 spots left on that Ghana trip. Like I said, as people are getting their income tax returns, I always say use Uncle Sam's money that he was giving you back anyway. Use that for the trip. That's one way you can do it, or at least pay the majority of it, and you can just add the rest. You can make your payments. There's a link in the pinned comment that you can click it. So, put in your name, information, say, hey, I want to go on that trip. I want the information. Of course, against a deposit. I think it's $750 deposit. So make sure when you pay your deposit, that's what you want to do, because, hey, when you pay your deposits, deposit is what it is. They're non-refundable, in which I understand, because I've seen what happens when they are refundable. Some people play games. So make sure if that's what you want to do and want to go, put down your deposit, but do that, because really, that's only about 2 families if you think about it, but it could be more than that. It depends on how many is trying to go. So let me check something real quick. And we also today streaming also on, let me check the other platform we're streaming on today. It'll be our first time streaming on Rumble as well. So that'd be different for us to stream over there. I'm a firm believer of trying to make sure our content is spread everywhere that we can possibly have it spread, because you never know where it can catch at and where it may not catch at. All right, so with that being said, let me click my button over here, check something, and then we'll be with y'all in 2 seconds. All right. Jay is asking me if I'm going to do a show about all the girls missing in Texas this year. I actually wanted somebody to just focus on that, and I kind of had somebody focusing on that for a short time, just focusing on missing persons. But the way things work is that if the person want to do it or not is never really me too much. Is say, hey, we give the opportunity. If you would like to do it, you got to come through the contributor program. If you're good with contributor program, then you can move on to the next step. But we have some people that stuck with the contributor program, then moved on. I always use one gal as one of the best success stories with the contributor program. She came in, she understood, I told her what it was. She was producing the content. I saw how, great she was doing that, very faithful and very easy to work with. And then, of course, to move one gal on to where she's at today. So I've learned with time, just everybody needs to go through that first. It's still paid. It's not like it's free or something, no. But I think everybody needs to go through that, then get to the next step. Unless it's just somebody I know or whatever the case may be, and I know they're good to come right in. But most of the time, I won't even do it like that. But with that being said, Don Lemon, as you know, and this stream is not so much about Don Lemon, because I've talked about him about twice so far on the Phil Scott podcast. If you're not subscribed to that, make sure you subscribe. But maybe some people just haven't been on the internet too much, been working. Don Lemon was fired from CNN after 17 years. Don Lemon was shocked about that. He said he didn't see it coming, but we all know, we all seen it coming, right? We all seen it. We knew what the deal was with Don Lemon, and that's that. Let me get back over. Hold on, let me put my little screen over here for a minute, y'all. I had to charge it. Since this move, I didn't charge everything, so I'm charging right now. Michael Brown, appreciate you for joining us. Blockavelli, appreciate you joining us, and thank you for the love offering of $10, Michael Brown. Appreciate you for giving that love offering. But Don Lemon, we know that he's not on CNN anymore. He mentioned the 17 years. And the purpose of me making this stream is about the devaluation of the black employee. Now, corporate America, I have to be 100% honest. Corporate America doesn't value nobody, no matter what skin color you are. But they will give more leeway to the people within their own community. You know who they are. But here we focus on black people, the community, and what we do. There are many of you, and I have been guilty of this as well. So it's not just you, it was me too. There are many of you that really think that if you work certain amounts of overtime, you're going to be in the good graces of these people, these corporations that you're working for. And if you miss birthdays, you miss holidays, you come in on your days off, do work for them. You don't take your vacation. Hey, we really need you, DeAndre. Could you not take your vacation? And DeAndre don't take his vacation. And DeAndre missed so many different things with his family. And then one day, they lay DeAndre off. Or they fired DeAndre. Just because some Karen said that DeAndre made her feel uncomfortable. Now, DeAndre been going to this job for 10 years. He did all kind of things for him. And at the end, they treated him any kind of way. My experience with that, excuse me. Let me give me some water. Hold on, y'all. More water at. My experience with some of that is I've done that. I've had jobs where I've worked 84 hours a week before. Now, I worked the 84 hours at that time period for two reasons. One, I wanted the money. Two, I really enjoyed the brothers I work with. It didn't even feel like I was going to work. We was having just a good time, laughing, talking, whatever. And then three, at that time period, I just wanted to be out of the house. I did not want to be in the house at that time period. I was having a lot of problems, with my son's mom at that time. So the best way for me to deal with that was just to be at work. Now, ladies, if your man want to be at work more than be at home with you, you need to pay attention to that, because that's how we as men sometimes get away from you, is staying at work when you're getting on our nerves a little too much. But with that being said, so I was working 84 hours a week, and I remember I was making so much money at that time period that it was Bank of America, actually, because the checks they had was affiliated with Bank of America. So I just went to Bank of America and cashed a check. I kept going there, them big checks. Bank of America was like, hold on, you got an account here? I said, nope. I said, I'm bad with telecheck. They said, you bad with telecheck? I said, yep, that's why I don't even open a bank account. Every time I try, they tell me no, because telecheck. So I say, forget a bank account. I'll just cash it somewhere and keep my cash in my pocket. And then the man said, nah, hold on. I'm the manager. Hold on. So that dude back in 2007, he said, nah, I'm opening up this bank. Nah, you bring too much money here. No, we open you a bank account. And that's how I got my bank account, because of that. So I learned a long time ago, whatever rules they say they got, they can break them when they want to, when certain amounts of money come in their face. Okay? So it was the same thing, I think, like with the first time, at least. I'm not with them no more, but when I had T-Mobile, I said, I don't know. I said, I don't have a good situation. My credit's not good. My homeboy told me, man, I worked at T-Mobile. All you gotta do is pay this payment, you get in. That's how I originally got into T-Mobile. Now I don't have no more. I moved to Verizon, but still, Verizon thinks a lot better for world travel, so that's why I have them. So I was working with this company at the time, every day. Man, I was getting it. I said, you ain't got to hire nobody. I will work every day. Now imagine working 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts. That's what I was doing. I didn't need no day off. For what? I was just chilling. I could sleep at the job. I could leave and get me something to eat. It was straight nights. So it was great for me. Later down the line, they were saying, oh, they need to train you for a supervisor job. So I was learning all the stuff to be a supervisor. I learned it all, right? I still didn't get the job, even though the supervisor I had was telling them I need to be the next supervisor. And it was a white guy. And he would say, no, Phil need to be the supervisor because Phil know his job. He know his stuff. He know everything. He knows the tank farm. He knows the barges. He knows how to mix the products. He knows it all. You know how it is. They always want to pass up brothers and sisters for jobs and give it to them folks who don't have none of your experience. And that's exactly what they did. And that's when I learned early, and I was so disappointed. I was disappointed because I'm like, man, I did everything right. I had more knowledge than even a lot of them, and they still passed over me. I was always there. I never missed a day. And they still passed over me. And at that, like I said, I was a lot younger. I was disappointed. Of course, I didn't have the knowledge I have now. I didn't understand. I was so disappointed by that. I'm like, well, whatever. I just keep doing my job. But I was disappointed by it. And that's when I started looking for another job. I looked for another job at the time. I think it was with Kinder Morgan, actually. I started looking for that job with Kinder Morgan. I think after about 3 months, I did get hired. Around that same time, that same company was actually going to close I was working at. And they was going to give a severance package. So it worked out great for me. I got the severance package, and then I went right into the new company I work with. Okay. Same thing with that company when I worked at Kinder Morgan at that time period. Work. Never had no issues and problems at all. Never. Worked overtime. Fine. Now, I only had in my 5 years of working there, one issue happened. One. Okay. Now, the issue I had at the time period was this. So, in that particular job, they'll give you like lineups, block-ins, stuff like that. So, if you do a lineup and you forget to open up a valve and they start a pipeline against a valve, pressure raise, they automatically shut down. Nothing gets, spilled, nothing like that. But they try to find out which valve it was. And if it's a lineup that you actually had, then you'll get in trouble. And most times your trouble would be you're rolled up, and then you'll get suspended with pay, like for 3 days. That's usually how it works, about 3 days suspension. No, I'm sorry. So you're suspended with pay while they do the investigation, and then when you come back and they suspend you 3 days without pay. There you go. That's usually how it works, okay? So I've seen so many of these white guys over the years shut down things. Like I say, once again, never had a write-up, never been coached, always showed up, did everything by the letter, okay? When you are black on these jobs, you got one time or if maybe 2 times for something to happen with you, right? So it was more so toward my 5th year there. They gave me at the time, I think it was a block-in at the time. And it was at the end of shift, just about the end of shift. And I asked him, I say, well, you sure about this one valve over here? Because I wasn't sure about it. So I said, let me ask the supervisor. So I asked him. And he said, yeah, it's that valve right there. I said, okay, at the tank. He said, yeah. I said, okay. So I went over there. I closed the valve or whatever. And then I told them, yeah, okay, it's closed. You go ahead and start it. So they started it, ended up shutting down. And because I guess whatever kind of system it was at the Colonial Pipeline side, it made a leak on that side, right? So he said, hey, you closed the right valve? Like, yeah, I asked you what valve you pointed. I went right at that valve right now. Well, the supervisor told me the wrong valve. It was supposed to be a valve somewhere else. But did that supervisor get in trouble for that? White guy? No, he didn't get in trouble because I even asked him at the time, right? Now, of course, I was going home anyway. They did their investigation. I think it took 2 weeks. I'm like, Dog, why are they taking 2 weeks to do this? Say, it's not that big of a deal. So then they called me back. And then, now, never been rolled up, never had anything. They going to tell me, well, we going to have to, terminate you. And I'm like, and I'm looking at the union rep right there. I say, okay, so you're not going to say nothing about that? I looked at him. I said, you're not going to say nothing about that? I said, because last time I checked, they got guys out here to shut down big time things. Had mix-ups in mixing product I say, I'll take my suspension. That's no problem. I said, but that's what it is, and you staying quiet. And see, when y'all hear me talk about how white supremacy works, I'm talking from experience a lot of times. I'm talking how I've seen the differences, how black people are treated on jobs, and when they do, could they do something wrong? Or even if that supervisor told you to do something and they still put it all on you, and you got your union rep here, white union rep, just basically agreeing with the company. Now, your union rep, you paying union dues. So they supposed to be saying, oh, hell no. They supposed to be raising hell, especially if you not been a problem child, right? Now, you've been a problem child, it's a little bit harder for the union. So I'm sitting up here just looking, and I said, okay, so out of all these years, y'all never had an issue, never even had a write up in my record. And because that supervisor, which he's not taking, obviously, I don't know what y'all doing with him, I don't care. I said, because of that, this is going to go down? He would say, well, yeah, this we going to have to do. I'm like, I just shook my head at the time. I said, all right, got my stuff together, cleared my stuff out of my locker, went on home, told my wife, I said, hey, look, told her everything that happened. She was like, man. He said, for real? I was like, yeah. And I said, you know what? I'm going to figure some things out. I said, because, I got to see what's up. So I looked at my money I had in my 401k at the time. And I was already kind of doing YouTube and different things like that already. So I had the money. And I was still looking for another job while I was doing YouTube, and I wasn't even getting paid from YouTube at that time. I wasn't getting paid a dime. So it's not like no money was coming in. Matter of fact, I had, after that, a week later, I just started getting my first little checks from YouTube. And I was excited that I was getting actually checks that kind of matched what I was making at the plant at that time. And I said, oh man, this is great. I said, this is great. I'm finally starting to get something. But before that, my wife had said, look, I know you're looking for something, but why don't you take your 401k money that you got and invest it into yourself? And that way you could, if something never pop off, then at least you kind of building yourself up. So I said, really? He said, yeah, do that. Now, my wife was working at the time at UTMB. This is before she had my daughter. And, so I'm sitting up there and I was like, man, because I'm the type of person that I always like to have a job. I always like to have something to do, right? So I was, during the day, doing content, doing everything that I can do, try to build that up while I'm looking for something at the same time. So I say about 6 months of that, okay? I had actually got a interview with Targa at the time. And I ended up getting on with them. But I still stayed doing what I was doing online, right? Now, when I went to that Target job, it was one of the most laid back jobs I ever had. Always laid back. It was just Big Mike. Shout out to Big Mike if you see this video. It was just me and Big Mike. We was the only two black men there. Big Mike came, I think, 2 years before I had. It was nothing but white dudes and one black dude. How does that happen? And then they hired me. So you only have two brothers, of course, two brothers. And some of y'all had jobs like that. You see another brother or another sister, and y'all say, oh, you see each other, and the first thing you do, you beeline to them. They had one other sister in there named Amber, right? She worked inside. So clicked up with her too. So all three of us, we were just talking. And one other thing I liked about Amber, shout out to Amber, she was funny. Amber would put people us on game. Anything she kind of ear hustle here, she was like, hey, she'll text and say, hey, watch this or do this. Them folks over here talking about this. Shout out to the sisters that be ear hustling and giving the brothers the game and out there. Shout out to y'all. I love when y'all sisters do that. Continue to do that. Please continue to ear hustle and give the game out there to whoever need it, right? As long as they act right, not no raccoon. Because a raccoon go, Amber said, she telling them no. Please be careful who you tell it to, right? But, we was all solid brothers, right? Big Mike married, solid brother. I'm doing my thing, whatever. So something happened. The job was cool, man. We ain't had no issues and problems. There is one white dude there named Jason. Never forget this dude. One of the realest white dudes ever met. Realest white dude. That dude told me, I'll never forget that one night. That dude said, Philip, I'm white, okay? And I know I can't stand my people. And I looked at him, and this is before I really got the knowledge I have now. I mean, I got the knowledge, but not the knowledge I have now. I said, why you say that, Jason? And he said, man, look, I was raised around a lot of black people. He said, and the majority, I'm telling you as a white man, the majority of white people are racist. They don't like black people. When y'all not around, they just talking about y'all. Y'all cannot even live in the town where they live, and they talking about y'all. And when he said, with white people, you need to watch out for this, and this. When you hear them saying this, look out for that. Like, he was just giving me game on them. So they had this one dude that worked there lazy. Oh, because you know most of them lazy. He wasn't, but you know most of them lazy. And so me and Big Mike sitting there, and he like, hey, could y'all go out there and gauge these tanks again? The tanks is already gauged already. So you want us to go climb 50 feet again, right? Jason heard that. He said, oh, hell no. Don't y'all do a thing. He went in there and said, if you don't get your lazy self up, all you do is sit around and tell people what to do. I can't stand lazy people. He was going in on the dude. Guess what dude do? Got himself up and went and gauged them tanks. He said, man, I don't play that. He said, because I know exactly what white people be doing. So when it comes to a white person like that and willing to check their own right in front of you, that's the kind of white people I'm cool with, male or female. If you not that kind of white, I just kind of like, I'm cool, but I can't respect it. Because in my years of just seeing how the interacting with white people, the white people that's willing to be on the outs of their own community is the only white people I find out to be the coolest, male or female. So not all white people are bad. I would never say that. Because I've met a couple in my day that's been cool as hell. Well, anyway, so I guess that company, some reason, got in trouble. You know they got in trouble because it was just me and Big Mike there forever. And then all of a sudden, they brought in about 4 brothers out the blue. I'm like, where do these black men come from? You know, so we saw them sitting there, and we like, hey, bro, what's going on? You know, we talking, whatever. Danny, my homeboy, still to this day, I met through the job. You know, I met him there, and then, Safety Man, we still cool to this day. A lot of these guys I'm still cool with to this day. Pick up the phone, we can go somewhere and do whatever, right? You know, I usually make pretty good relationships on any job that I work with brothers. And we just thought it was strange they hired all these brothers all of a sudden. You know, because normally what a lot of these jobs will do is they don't want to hire brothers, they'll hire Mexican dudes. That's like to get their diversity quota. Understand what I'm saying? And that's a new thing they started to do. Because at first they used to hire a lot of brothers for everything, and now they hire Mexican dudes. Especially sometimes immigrants, because they can pay them lower wages. It's not like they're paying them right. A lot of times they're paying them low wages. But the more and more you do things, and in that particular job, I had a different mindset. I do my job, but I'm not doing nothing extra. And I told them at that particular job, don't call me for no overtime. I don't want it. I don't need it. Give it to them other people. Because, see, I was already doing my thing online, right? So I was working that job, and I was actually going to leave that job in 2016, but my attorney at the alley at the time say, just hold off. Due to the drama I was having, if you can hold off at least until your son turned 18, then you can walk away from that. Is I'm telling you, because you walk away before then, you're going to have problems. So can you hold off? Much as I didn't want to, I said, okay. So I held off, how many more years? 17, 18, 21, 22. I held off six years, actually, from walking away from that. Because I could have left that in 2016 and never looked back. So my attitude was, I'm just doing my job. I'm taking my vacations. I'm doing whatever. And they all knew what I had going on online, right? They all knew. It wasn't no secret what I did online. And it gave me a different walk than everybody else. I'm like, okay, you can fire me if you want to. I don't need this job. That's like the most beautiful position to be in, is that you don't need a job. And I noticed they had more respect for me when I had that walk like that, and then they never really talked to me crazy. They always had respect for me. But I always did my job, what I was supposed to do. I came to work. I gave respect. Because see, I respect people. If I'm working for you, I'm going to respect you. If I want a vacation, I tell them 3 months in advance, hey, I'm going to take a vacation at this time. Okay? Always did that. That way, when I left, they really was kind of sad I left, because, and I saw it in their face, because I was 22 years in with the knowledge. I always did my job. I always gave them professional courtesy, because even though I have my own thing going, I'm still going to respect wherever I'm at. And I tell you, respect wherever you at, right? No matter who you work for, have respect, do your job, show up on time, don't get involved with the mess and politics at the job. If somebody's talking about somebody else, stay out of it. You're not your supervisor's friend. Don't do that, because when they do their job, you're going to take an issue with it. Just keep your distance, right? But the key is, what I've learned is that you have no value except when you work for yourself. Corporate America does not value any of us, especially black people. We have so many talented black people, black professionals out there throughout the world, and they do not get the value. You can have a white person come in that don't have your education or experience and get the job that you deserve, that you've been working for. Like I said, it happened to me. I'm pretty sure it happened to a lot of you. But I thank God I did not get that job, because the things that happened to me over the years pushed me into the position I'm in today, which is in a lot better position than I would have been in working for these folks. Seeing the world of things I would have never saw working for these folks. Because working for these folks, they're only gonna pay you just enough to pay your bills. Even if it's a quote unquote good job, it's just enough to pay your bills. Maybe you could take a vacation here and there, but you don't really have a whole lot to work with. And you can't just jump up at the drop of a dime and leave. The beautiful thing about me right now, because of my schedule, is that if somebody told me, hey, Phil, could you be, I don't know, in, give me a country. I'm just thinking one. Could you be in Botswana next week, this day? Yep. Well, what's the flight information? I'm there. Before, I couldn't do that. Before, I had to go and ask, excuse me, for permission, which to me, I feel is the most dehumanizing thing for a grown person to go do. Ask another grown person, can I take a vacation? Well, I have to approve your vacation. Huh? Approve my vacation? I got 3 weeks. And that sucked too. Do you know about travel, in the European side of the world, they have what they call holiday. You know how many weeks they get? 6. They get 6 weeks on holiday. While we have to work freaking 20 years to get 3-week vacation. They getting 6 right off the rip. That's why the more and more I travel, I get sick and tired of the system in America. Y'all don't realize how much a slave driver system this country is. But they do it to everybody. Don't get me wrong. White folks, Arabs, Asians, whoever else work in this country, they get a 1-week vacation too. They get a 2-week, they get a 3-week. Trinity girl to the bone. Thank you for the love offering, sister. You say, feel good for you. Been there, done that as a federal contractor. Oh yeah. You definitely know that. Joy Cho, thank you for the pounds out there. Appreciate the pounds and everything. But yeah, Great Black Shark is saying when people don't have control over your time. So what I've learned is working in the corporate America system, they don't value their employees, no matter who you are. So don't miss holidays. Don't miss your kids' recitals. Don't miss dance practice. Don't miss gymnastics. Don't miss football, volleyball, basketball games. Whatever things you got going on with your children, Don't miss anniversary with your wife or your husband, right? Don't miss grandma's 70th birthday party because grandma may not be here much longer. You know what I'm saying? These people don't have no honor for you. You're nothing but an employee number. That's it. And the moment you think that you're going to get what you deserve, they have a fresh crop of immigrants coming across the border willing to take the job that you're doing for half the price. Because for them, that's a good money because this system messed their country up so much that they only making $2 to $3 a day in some of these Latin American countries. They come up here, get a job, $7, $8 an hour. Man, they didn't hit the lotto. When you know good and well that job should be paying $25. See, corporate America likes to cycle its people and cycle its slaves. Even in tech. Why do you think they bring in all these Indian immigrants and Chinese immigrants? Because they can pay them a lot less than they will pay a lot of you brothers and sisters. Don't even talk about tech. They don't even want to allow black people in tech. Black people in tech is almost like Jim Crow still. They do not want black people in any kind of tech. All this AI that you see going on, where's black people working on that at? If black people gonna work on any kind of tech, it's gonna probably be outside this country. But these people have no value definitely for you and me. This is why the only way we have value is that we work for ourselves or we work for a black man or woman that understands that and fashion their company to value their people. You know, when the one thing that I like to hear from the people that work with me, that's been working with me for years, has been saying, I really like working with you because, you know, you're not like corporate America. I despise corporate America because they treat people like slaves. People are human beings. And I've been the type of person, I say, look, if I get the money, y'all getting it. I'm not stingy like that. If I get a big bag today, they can give me a big bag today. You better believe my people getting broke off. Because you know how I look at it? I wouldn't have got it. It wouldn't have been for y'all. So let me go ahead on and make sure I break y'all off good. See, it's kind of like how they say Big Meech was. See, Big Meech took care of his people. And that's why Big Meech really didn't have a whole lot of problems. When you take care of your people around you and not starve them out, they're going to take care of you. Realistically, I was looking at percentages. Sometimes I pay a little bit more than what I should out of the budget for my people. I should actually reduce it. But no, I'm not because I'm making an investment into my people and into my team. Because they're going to have my back like for the past, almost 2 weeks or so in the midst of me moving, I ain't been feeling well. I had bad sinus pressure. So bad right here, y'all. I ain't had that. I can't never had that before. Sinus pressure. Man, my throat felt like it was on fire, draining in my throat. I'm getting over it. Crazy, right? But because I have a team, I can just sit back and now my team can keep the content going. Because also as black people, we got to set up other people to help us keep the things going. Because if it's all on me, because see, some black folk, they don't want to pay nobody. Oh, I ain't got to do all that. I do it myself. I don't want to pay no editor. I don't want to pay no graphic design. I don't want to pay no CPA. I don't want to pay this. And this is why black folks a lot of times don't progress. It's not because we don't have a talent. It's because when we get the money, we're not saying, okay, let me pay my team. Let me get people around me to help me. Because look, I don't know everything. But I'd rather people around me who could make up that lack of knowledge I have, and then it makes us all look good at the end of the day, right? And I still have that hard worker spirit. So if I can work 84 hours a week for them folks at the time, I can do a lot more for myself and enjoy it, and I do. I enjoy it. I tell sometimes my editors, I say, look, y'all better eat your Wheaties. I say, because when I get going, y'all don't think y'all can keep up when I get going. I'm set up like that. And I'm like, look, if you can't keep up, let me know. We need to get somebody else in here who can keep up. That's usually how I am when it comes to editors or something like that. It's like, as long as y'all can keep up, we chill. I have no problem paying you. Even when people want to work with me, I don't even have a salary. I say, let's negotiate your salary. Tell me what you want. And if it's within my budget, I'll give it to you. If not, I'll negotiate. Now, some people's salary, what they want, could be astronomical. And hey, it's just not my budget, so I can't fool with it right now. But you better believe it's in my budget. I'm going to give it to you. I want to give it to you. I want to, trust me. Like I told them before, we do bonuses over here. We do bonuses for our people if they get a certain amount of viewership. Do I have to do that? No. Some people say that's their job to be putting up content to get viewership. But the fact is, incentives is good for our people so they can look forward to something. You know, treat our people right, even if you are in business. Don't be like the white supremacists and don't want to pay our people anything. Value your people. And over here, we value our people. Now, some people may come and go for whatever the reason, you know, and it happens. That's life. It come and go. Sometimes some things, you know, maybe don't work out because it don't gel out with the platform that we have. I like certain people, and it just didn't work out. Sometimes you guys don't like them for whatever the reason. I always tell all y'all, if the people don't like you, it's not a whole lot I can do for you because the people got to like you. That's the bottom line. So if you're not connecting with the people, sometimes the people get you out of the paint. Or maybe you just want to go do something else. That's fine, but there's no hard feelings, and everybody can still message me. I have no hard feelings toward anybody. I had one sister, I'm going to mention her name, that she was doing things here. She just messaged me the other day. I said, oh man, sister, how you doing? You know, we talked for a minute. It's always all love. Anybody I work with, I always tell them, you're welcome to come back at any time. It's nothing, no hard feelings here, because there's never no beef. I also never wanted my name in the streets of people saying Phil owed me money. Phil didn't pay me the money that he worked. I pay my people first before I even pay my own bills. Because it's not right for somebody to work for you and you don't pay them. I have a thing about that. People putting your name in the street like that because you didn't pay them. Excuse me. Walmart. Oh, yes. I'm glad you mentioned Walmart. I worked for them a long time ago, too. Walmart. Walmart was about the worst corporation I've ever worked for. Walmart. The best I worked for, at least at the time before it changed over, was Targa. Not Target, Targa. Targa Refining. That's what I'm talking about. Walmart's horrible. I tell people this. Listen, my wife, when she say, I'm going to go to Walmart and get something, I get upset. I say, why are you going in that store? I get upset with that. I'm like, I think she brought a shower rod to Walmart. I say, where did you get this from? Walmart. I say, take that back. I said, please go to Target and get one. She went to Target. Guess what? It worked very, very well. Please don't go to Walmart. Go to Target, ladies and gentlemen. Target is so much better. It is so much better. I've noticed the people are better. They treat you right. It's just, you just don't see a certain crowd in Target. I love Target. You know, I love it. But also, we're talking about value. Now, let's get to your boy, Joe Biden. I talked about this on my podcast recently. When a lot of you have figured out how not to work for them folks and be treated bad and started working for yourself and you was happy, and you started getting paid on Cash App, Venmo, different platforms like that. See, when y'all went to go vote for Biden, he lied to y'all. He said, and I remember he said it, he was going after the corporations to pay their fair share. Did he not say that? He also then said, well, if you make $400,000 or less, you don't have nothing to worry about. He said that too. Now, What happened to taxing the richest of the rich, Biden? Then you lower it down to 400,000. 400,000 is only someone that makes small business money. That's not Walmart corporation money, right? Then this dude fought for and put in, the Democrats, if you make $600 or more on Cash App, Venmo, whatever, now you got to go report that to the IRS. Do you know before that what the rule was? Now they suspended it until next year. Do you know what the rule was? The rule was this. If you made $20,000, like you got a little business going, you made $20,000, you're being paid in PayPal, whatever, then you'll get your 1099K. That's what the rule was, $20,000, and then you have to pay taxes on that. So if you made $19,000, hey, you didn't have to worry about taxes. Biden took it from $20,000 all the way down to $600. Now, let me tell you why that hurts black people more. During the pandemic, they had said that black people created more small businesses during the pandemic than any other group of people. So that rule alone is going to hurt black people. And y'all think the Democrat Party is for black people. They hurt black people. The Democrat Party, all they want us on is welfare, food stamps, Section 8, housing, etc. As long as we are impoverished, they're happy. They're white supremacists too now. Y'all think the other group is just white supremacists. Listen, me personally, I'd rather deal with the white supremacist that's loud. I can see him coming. And I got a little bit more leeway in the area of business with the white supremacists on the right. Because at least the white supremacists on the right was actually, they gave a tax cut that benefited black folk down to 17% for businesses. The Trump tax cuts. I'm talking about black people trying to get into business and valuing themselves and not working for these people that devalue you. That's why you see more and more black people these days are starting to think about, man, maybe I should go vote for the other side. Not because we know they're racist. We know they're racist. We know the Democrats are racist. But the Democrats don't want me to thrive. That's my problem. I'm not saying Republicans want me to thrive either, but they leave me the hell alone when it comes to business. And if you're going to work a corporation, I would agree with the Republicans on the immigration deal, because when you have immigrants coming in working for half the price, that hurts you. That means you can't get paid, brother or sister, because they're just going to fire you and hire them. So yeah, I would agree with them on that aspect too. Now the rest of the racism stuff, no. Then on the other side, with the Democrats pushing all the things socially that we don't agree with, things that we don't agree with spiritually, they push. That's why I can't fool with them. I can't. I don't want nobody that's trying to push my people to stay on Section 8. I don't want nobody that's going to push my people to, they need their food stamps. No, the hell they don't. They need a great job. They need a career. They need to thrive like our people did forever in this country. Even under hard conditions of white supremacy, they were still creating their own businesses. That's why I will never accept Section 8 welfare as a lifestyle for our people, because our people come from businesses, multiple businesses, inventions in this country. I will never accept that. And the Democrat Party, as all they want to do is keep black people on a program, but not for black people to thrive. That's my issue with that party. And I can't vote for them people. I can't. I'm sick of my people being devalued. They sit up here and give all that money to Ukraine, but you talk about reparations, you can't get a thing. Who pushing all the money to Ukraine? Your boy Biden that you voted for. But you had to get Trump out. Trump at least was offering whether he had a platinum plan or whatever. Biden offers us crap. But we had to get Trump out. And the problem is, what I learned from the last election, the media scared y'all. I didn't realize how much y'all still listen to the media. They scared y'all. Oh boy, Trump gonna get y'all, and it's gonna be this and that and the third. It's gonna be World War III. Black people gonna be in Jim Crow. The voting laws, they Jim Crow laws. And then you find out in Georgia they had more people voted than they did the last time, but they were Jim Crow laws. We are learning how these people have lied. We have to stop being, as Malcolm X taught us, political chumps. And understand there are people that are being paid to deliver you up to the Democrat Party, like Roland, Black Voters Matter, those kind of people. They're paid. See, they get their checks, but as long as you stay on Section 8, that's what the Democrat wants you, begging them. That's where their power comes from. Your poverty, your degradation, the degeneracy that's in our community. That's where it comes from. They don't really like when black people get money, because when you get money, you're going to be like, man, hell no. We need this. You know what I'm saying? Our tone change. They want us as proverbial beggars. I want us to be walking like our ancestors walked. People want to discredit the civil rights movement, but during the time of the civil rights movement, those brothers and sisters owned their own businesses. They couldn't work for white people. That was a beautiful time for black people, regardless of how horrible it was on the other end. How you go from having our own businesses, working for ourselves, buying from each other, to now everything we doing, we begging white people for it. And it's our own fault. Because we still think the white man's ice is colder as a community. Well, yeah, Great Black Shark, they are equivalent to pimps. That's what they do. They pimp black people. And unfortunately, our people, due to lack of knowledge, take on the pimping, and we the hoes. That's right. We are the hoes. That's true. I'm not, and maybe you not, brother, but the majority, yeah. They're already gearing Charlemagne up right now, and the rest of them about to start their little Democrat shilling. Only thing I say to you is this. When you went to the grocery store, did your pocket hurt a little bit? Mine did. When you went to the gas station recently, did your pocket hurt a little bit? Mine did. When you went and bought clothes for your kid, listen, we have not bought appliances or things for the house like that in years. Oh my God, that stuff is so expensive now, y'all. And this man Biden ain't done nothing about the inflation. He ain't done a freaking thing. And who the inflation gonna hurt the most? Black people. You gonna go out and vote for that again? Please tell me you're not gonna vote for that again. Well, what do you expect us to do? What if Trump is in there? What if he there? And I'd rather Trump than him any day. Because at least during Trump, we were making some money. During Trump, I'll tell you that much. Every black person I talked to who got a business told me they made money during the time of Trump, and when Biden got in there, the boy got bad. I'm talking about to black people I'm talking to. The only one to me benefiting the most of his presidency is Ukraine. That's about it. Well, what have we got? Well, Phil, you're wrong. We got a Supreme Court justice. We got nothing. He recommended a lot of federal judges to the bench. We as a community got nothing. We got Juneteenth as a holiday. We was already celebrating that here in Texas. That's been a holiday ever since I was a child. Juneteenth, a state holiday. He didn't give us nothing that we didn't already have as black folk. What did he give us? He didn't give you no down payment assistance for you to at least get you a doggone house. He ain't done nothing for you. What has he done for you? You asked for qualified immunity. He did nothing. I'm trying to figure out what has he done for black folk. And I'm talking about us specifically. He ain't done a thing. When he got in office, what did he do? Him and his party demonize us, say we were attacking Asians, and they got a hate crime bill. The Congressional Black Caucus, all they had to do is stand up and say, wait a minute, hold on. According to the FBI numbers, black people need to be added to this bill too. Because every time black people do something, it's black and Hispanic, black and Asian, black and Native American. There's always an and attached to it when we get something. But in other groups, oh, it's just for them. And we as black people take that mess. You know, like Puffy, take that, take that, take that. That's what we doing. We take it. That's right, big man. My people will die for lack of knowledge. That's right. That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're coming upon this election season. We already talked about the devaluation of the black employee, and I think we set enough home for that. But this election season is coming up. Please use wisdom. They're going to try to scare you. Oh, my God, Trump go get y'all. Trump, 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 Trump. And they trying their best to stop him. They indicted him. They trying to do everything they can. They know they can't beat him because they don't have no way to make some ballots come in the middle of the night this time. So I hope y'all do your due diligence. Don't be asking me dumb questions. Well, what am I supposed to do? Well, who's better than Biden? You know, don't ask me them dumb questions. Please don't. Because you ask me a dumb question like that, I'm going to block you. I cannot deal with your lack of knowledge at this point. My patience level is very low. Go do that to somebody else that's going to coddle you. I'm not going to coddle you, especially people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and up. I'm not coddling you. A younger person, I'm more patient with. But not old people. No, I'm not going to coddle you. Grow up. You say you can't buy a 99-cent bag of chips anymore? No, you sure can't. Thanks to Biden and them. He's not doing a thing about inflation. He's not doing a thing. He's not even making speeches on it. Oh, but, you know, he's being controlled. Because every time you look up, he got a cue card telling him what person, what reporter to call on, what the question's going to be that they're going to ask. I mean, like, dog, this dude can't even think for himself. Somebody else is controlling him. Who's the people that's controlling him? I want to know that. Who's writing his cue cards? Those people must be the real president. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream today. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. It's your first time joining us. And also, if you join us on Rumble on this stream, make sure you follow us on that platform as well. And we'll see you on the next one.